Hello, everybody. It's Transformation Tuesday with Dr. Terralon. Come on in. I'm so happy you're here. Tell a friend, like, share. If you're on YouTube, be sure to subscribe. Let's give everybody a minute or so, but happy Tuesday to everyone. It's 9 p.m. here on the East Coast. The weather was beautiful. It was a beautiful 85, not too humid here in the DC area. So I hope the weather was as beautiful today where you are as it is where I am. So welcome to Transformation Tuesday with Dr. Terralon. And we are, of course, going to talk about some career tips. So just giving everybody a minute. Happy Tuesday. Right now I'm live on Instagram and Facebook, and it should be also streaming to YouTube. So all over social media. And LinkedIn. Let me not forget LinkedIn. So happy Transformation Tuesday. I am your family physician, your board certified family physician, speaker, coach, and I help medical professionals find careers that allow them freedom, flexibility, and financial independence. You can follow me at Dr. Terralon. That's DrTerralon. That's DrTerralon. Almost forgot to spell my name. Anyway, welcome. And today we're talking about the reasons why people switch jobs. And I was wondering, which one do you identify with? There are 4 top reasons. And if you are considering a career pivot at this point, then you're not alone. And I don't want you to feel alone. And just so you have the information and can, further plan out your move if you decide to do so, or whatever change you decide to make in your current situation, I wanted you to be aware of the top 4 reasons that people actually change jobs or change careers. Number 1. Well, the top reason that one of the top reasons is people want to learn a new skill. And I don't know about you, but people really do. Most people I know, and including myself, you want to be challenged at your job. You want it to be interesting. You want to look forward to learning new things. When you go, that you want to be stimulated intellectually. That keeps people engaged in the job. So it's okay if you've reached a plateau, because it happens to people quite commonly. So again, one of the top reasons that people change their minds about the jobs that they're in or the careers is that they want to learn a new skill. And again, a lot of new employers, when you interview, will actually welcome the fact that you are looking for growth opportunities, meaning you want to expand your skill set. So don't be ashamed. So number 2, with that, we'll go to the next reason that people tend to make career changes or changes in their jobs. And that is they have a desire for more responsibility or more autonomy. Do you feel like that? Do you ever feel like, hey, I've pretty much mastered what I'm doing here, but I would really like to do more? So there are people who actually, when they get into a job, they already have that 5-year plan. Are you one of those people where you want to get in, but you know that you want to ascend? You want to ascend into management. You want to ascend to the executive level. So if your current position is not offering you that, then it's certainly okay to consider a career change if your current position is not offering you the level of responsibility that you would like. A 2015 study showed that 45% of individuals who recently switched jobs, again, this was back in 2015, it was because they were concerned that they didn't have opportunities for growth or advancement. So certainly, again, you're not alone. I can't imagine what those numbers are since the pandemic. We're here now in 2022. So imagine if 45% of people who were surveyed felt like they needed to move or they had changed their jobs because they weren't getting enough growth opportunities or didn't see a path for advancement, then I can't imagine with the great resignation going on right now, just, how much higher that number would be. So with that leaves us at number 2. All right, and I am cheating a little bit. I forgot to mention that my book is called I Kiss Clinical Medicine Goodbye, and it's really about career tips of anyone who's thinking about changing jobs, who's thinking about pivoting, and it's not just for physicians. It can be for anybody who's considering a serious job change. Really, it talks about just your mindset and just some tips so that you know that you are not alone, and it just equips you with the tool to carefully plan your exit. And with that, we'll go on to number 3. For number 3, another reason that you may require a job change or may require a career change is that you need a less strenuous job or less responsibility, and that's quite okay. I've met plenty of physicians who have had to cut back on their responsibilities at work, whether it be for childcare, taking care of parents. Also, we don't think, I know we tend to think of physicians as superhuman, but sometimes for our own medical reasons, we have to cut back at work or change our positions or change the way that we practice. And so the same goes for anyone who's not a physician. If you have a medical condition that has affected the way you do your work or how productive you can be at work, then it may be time to consider a job change, and you shouldn't feel alone. So with that, that's the number 3 reason, a need for less responsibility at work or maybe a more flexible schedule. A lot of folks these days are looking for more flexibility, and a lot of employers are now more sensitive to that, again, given the pandemic, given the number of women who had to leave the workplace over the past couple of years. So if you need that flexibility for whether it's personal or professional, then and you're not getting it in your current position, it is certainly okay to consider changing jobs or even changing careers. But last but not least, a lot of us have tapped into our core values. If you are not feeling fulfilled, that's a mouthful. Feeling fulfilled, if it's not in line with your core values, then that's another important reason to consider either a job change or a career change. If your job, our core values make up who we are, our belief systems. And so certainly you're not going to be engaged and not going to give your all at that particular job if you feel like your job is not helping the community the way that you want to serve the community. If in some instance you feel like maybe it's it's not in line with your core values, again, professionally or personally, then it is truly okay to consider whether it's just that job or even that organization. You may look for the same job in a different organization, but it is certainly okay because you want to be fully engaged, you want to be productive, and you want to serve the company as well as yourself. And with that, it is okay to look for a job that aligns with your core values. Does anyone else have a top reason why you think folks may consider leaving a job or leaving a career? And feel free to put that in the chat. And while you guys are thinking, I'm actually going to say hello. Let me see who I see on. Dr. Andrea, thank you so much for joining. I appreciate it. Happy Tuesday. Happy Transformation Tuesday. Feel free to chat, and I will review just for the folks who may have jumped on. And again, we're talking about the top 4 reasons why you would consider a job change. And again, there's no shame, there's no shade. Hi, Dr. Jamila. Thanks so much. The top reasons are, again, a desire to learn a new skill, to expand your horizons, to expand your skill set. That's number 1. Again, we talked about the fact that you may have reached a plateau in your current position. Certainly, you want to grow, and your employers want you to grow as well. And so they want people who are bright, who are thinking about fresh ideas. And if you're not getting that, if you're not getting energized with that, then it's okay. Consider making a move, whether you move within the organization or outside of the organization, within your field or outside of your field. Perfectly okay. Number 2, desire for more responsibility or autonomy. Let's say you've been working as a clerk for a cashier. I'll use myself. In my first job at Texaco, I was a cashier. And, once I mastered that, I thought, okay, I'm ready to learn how to do openings. I'm ready to learn how to do closings. I stocked beer. I sold cigarettes. I cleaned the bathrooms. I wanted to know how to run that place from top to bottom. Shout out to anybody who worked with me at Texaco back in Macon, Mississippi. That was my first and best job, believe it or not. Because I learned so much. And the fact was, my title said cashier, but I learned how to do so many other things at that job, except cook. I did leave that to the people who knew how to fry the chicken. But otherwise, like I said, I knew how to run that store. By the time I started at 16, but by the time I left that job at 19, because I came back for holidays and weekends, I knew how to run that store from top to bottom. Number 3, desire for less or need for less responsibility, we should say. And we talked about the fact that you may have a change in your family situation where you need to come back at work so that you can focus on home, whether it's kids, parents, other family members that you need to support. It may be your own personal health that you may have suffered a setback and you need to come back at work since you can't give everything at work and you need to focus on yourself. That's another important reason to consider a career change. And professionally, last but not least, we said if the job is not in line with your core values, then it's okay. It's definitely okay to consider whether it's time to go or not. Again, there are lots of different ways to do this. You can definitely switch jobs within a company if your company is large enough. You can also consider switching positions to give you what you're looking for, whether it's more autonomy, whether it's more in line with what you want to do, or it provides you the flexibility. And you can also look outside of your organization. And with that, I hope that I've provided some helpful tips for you if you're considering a job pivot, whether it's now or in the future. And with that, I will hold for any questions. And I will say hello to some other people who may have joined. Thank you, Alicia, for joining. Thank you for being here all the way from Chicago. Another Chicagoan. Hello, Dr. Keena. Thank you so much. Dr. Keena just had a book release, and I'm so proud of her. She focuses on healthy weight management, healthy eating. And Dr. Jamila, we have a comment. Dr. Jamila says that another reason to consider a career change or a job change is that you don't feel appreciated. Absolutely. And that goes along with, it's certainly in line with either your core values or also just desiring more responsibility. But definitely, if you feel like the work that you're doing, the time that you're putting in, the effort, all the fresh ideas that you are bringing, if those things are not being taken into account in the work that you're done, or you're not being rewarded for it. Certainly, we don't work for free. We want to be valued. And it's important to know your worth. So if you know that you are putting in so much more than you're getting back, then it may be time to consider a career change. Thank you so much, Dr. Jamila, for that. Hello. Oh, hi, Kimberly. How are you? Thank you. So Kimberly's hailing from Mississippi. Thank you so much for joining in. Anybody else with a reason why it may be time to consider a career change? And again, just want to stress, this is just information. This is something I'm saying, hey, figure out if you identify with these reasons, but certainly don't feel any shame if there's a need to make a career change. A lot of people I'm encountering are feeling guilt or shame about wanting to change a job. Maybe they've been at for many years, or maybe they've been there for a short time and they figure out it's no longer a good fit. Either is okay. You really need to be happy in doing the work that you do. Okay, so Dr. Jamila, there's a question. She says, what are some things you should put in place before you switch careers? Oh, so good. We could do a whole nother talk on that. So the first thing, I definitely don't quit tomorrow. If you said, I identified with one or all of those things, you don't quit tomorrow. Thank you for that question. we work for money and we work to get paid. So you want to evaluate your financial situation. Figure out if you have enough money saved up and I'm certainly not a financial advisor, but the rule has been 6 months of expenses. But also, especially if it takes you time to look for the job that you want. So you definitely want to do an analysis of your financial situation. If you are in partnership, a spouse or another partner that contributes to your household, whether it is financially, whether they help with childcare, whoever contributes to that household, you need to have a talk with them, because a new job means a new schedule, means, could change your commute time, may not. So those are just a couple of things that I would square away first. I would actually, and it's okay to look in the meantime, but at the same time, have these conversations with a certified financial advisor, and anyone who contributes to your household. Those are the top two things that I suggest that you do before you make the jump. And then see what's out there, see what aligns with your, and make sure that make sure it's providing the benefits that you need, because again, we don't work for free. So start with looking at your finances, talk to all of the stakeholders. That means anyone who is helping you out in your, go to that job every day, whether even if you work from home, or helping you with childcare, helping you with anything, any contribution to that household, you need to talk to them. And of course, then look for something that truly aligns with the work, the passion that you want, that you're pursuing. Any other questions? You guys have some great comments. Dr. Kimberly, my cousin, friend Kimberly from Mississippi says, "Hey, Sora, very informative. Thank you. Thank you for joining in. I really appreciate your time. You could be doing so many other things with your time." Let's see. Oh, Dr. Nicole has joined. Thank you so much, Dr. Nicole. Dr. Nicole is a patient family advocate. She's a pediatrician by trade, but so happy to have her because her knowledge is always valued, always valued. Thank you so much. So with that, I thank all of you. I don't see any other comments. And if I do see them, I will respond to them after the broadcast. But thank you so much for all of you joining. I really appreciate it. If you think this is helpful, please share it. Share it on LinkedIn, share it on YouTube, share it on Facebook, and even share it on Twitter. So, and at some point I'm going to get on TikTok. But thank you guys so much for being here. Again, we're talking about the top 4 reasons that people change jobs or consider a career change. And I will see you guys next week for Transformation Tuesday. Thank you. Again, I'm Dr. Terralon, your board-certified family physician, speaker, author, and career coach. Through my programs and through my book, I help medical professionals find careers that allow them the freedom, flexibility, and financial independence that they desire. So you can follow me again at Dr. Terralon. That's DrTerralon. Have a good night, guys. And if you haven't gotten the book, it's still out there. It's not just for physicians. I kissed clinical medicine goodbye. I didn't leave medicine, just clinical medicine. And I hope that it provides some healthy tips for you as you're considering your career moves. Bye, and have a good night.